Welcome to the Teachers Unplugged. Now this show is dedicated to unplugging everything education while highlighting the very best of early childhood development straight through those formative years in college. You know what? Before the show starts, let's go have a seat.
Yeah. You getting it right now with Mr. Mofficato.
We also celebrate seats at the Teachers Unplugged. That's the celebration of student scholars involved in sports, entertainment and the arts, academic success, technological breakthroughs and advances, and the social and emotional well-being and competence of all students.
The streets, walk with the Prince of Peace. See where these footprints lead. Keep my eyes to the sky, looking for signs of a thief. Breathe a sigh of relief, it ain't my time to leave. So many people's ain't saved, I ain't even raised my seed. The price paid wasn't cheap, my life's like a receipt. Recurring theme, Christ redeems, and I would agree. With difficulty seem to be at a greater degree. I'm saying
You're a little late.
On today's show, Missouri's law regarding punishment for school fights, meditation and yoga as an alternative to disciplinary action, ways to prepare for the end of the school year, tech out education with Ms. Kajana Stevens, featuring the website Class Dojo. You've been schooled with Student Unplugged, Kyla Blake, featuring the Red Nose campaign. The teacher spills, decorating graduation caps, and a new segment, Cover to Cover Girl. And now your hosts of the Teachers Unplugged, Ms. Shani Zelda Montgomery and Ms. Kajana Stevens.
Hello, Teacher Unpluggers, and welcome to another episode of the Teachers Unplugged. As always, we are so happy that you can join us. I'm here with my co-host and my partner in rhyme, Ms. Kajana Stevens. How are you today, lady?
I am blessed. Hello, everyone.
Yes, as you see, I'm a little distracted with these spinners. So I'm hoping they will do as everyone says they will do to keep me focused. So we want to do a little tattletaling in the news first. We would like to congratulate Carson Huey Yo. He was the 14-year-old that graduated from Texas Christian University, receiving a bachelor's degree in physics.
Yes.
His younger brother, Cannon, also graduated from high school and is set to attend his brother's alma mater, TCU, in the fall to major in astrophysics and engineering. Wowzers.
Congrats. That's
Congrats.
amazing.
Isn't it?
Amazing.
We also want to congratulate 12-year-old Jasmine Stewart. She's a sixth grader from Ron Clark Academy in Atlanta, and she was crowned the new champion of Master Chef Junior. Little Mama can cook.
Yes.
Have you seen some things that she's cooked, that she's put together?
I actually haven't seen that, but I did see pieces of the commencement ceremony, so that was amazing.
Wow.
Yes.
She puts me to shame. And we would also like to congratulate a New Jersey team. Forgive me for mispronouncing her name. Ifuma Whitethorpe and Martin Altenberg. They're both from New Jersey, and they were accepted to 8 of the top Ivy League colleges.
Awesome.
All 8.
Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce. So was Cassandra Sau. Congratulations to you all. May 1st was also National College Decision Day. So all you college-bound students, congratulations. I hope you chose the college of your dreams, and we wish you the best of luck.
Yes, and congrats on your success and your hard work.
Last but certainly not least, I found something on the internet that I didn't see when my daughter was applying to college, and Ms. Stevens, you didn't see it as well. It's called the Common Black College Application, and you can go to commonblackcollegeapp.com, and you can apply to up to 53 HBCUs for $35, not times 53. $35 to apply up to 53 historically black colleges. Now, this works for whatever background you come from, whatever, it's not just for African Americans because, HBCs, are also for anyone who would like to apply. So we have some of our Caucasian brothers and sisters. We have some Asians. So anyone who is interested in applying to historically black colleges, please visit that website. It's commonblackcollegeapp.com. Pay that $35. Don't do like I did, Miss Ann. Don't pay $400 in fees. Now, let's get down to business.
Shall we?
Shall we? Missouri has a new law that was signed. Well, it's actually a revised statute that was signed on January 1st, New Year's Day, and it went into effect that changes the laws for punishments and the type of punishments that can be handed down to students who get into an altercation. I say altercation, they say fight.
Yes.
In school. Previously, a child was charged with a misdemeanor and, of course, released to their parents. Now, some are saying that they're trying to put together the plug-in from school to prison pipeline just that much faster. Students will head to a juvenile detention center and be charged possibly with a Class E felony. Do you think something like that would work or deter students from actually having fights in school?
Well, I think you should absolutely have consequences for fighting in school. I'm not sure that that's the best measure, and I also think that may be overkill to a certain extent. I think that may be too harsh.
I agree. I think it's a bit much, especially since kids pretty much practice what they learn. And this is a learned behavior. And we always tell kids to do as we say and not as we do. And they fight. We have fights on TV, you know, reality shows are fighting. They're fighting in politics, in Congress. All of the, you know, they take these videos, everybody videotapes fights where it streams live or someone, you know, is getting several hits off of it, and it's just becoming, how do you call it when you get so many videos being
Viral.
played? It goes viral. So we tell our kids not to do it in one breath, and then in the other breath we turn to channels and we buy them video games that all promote violence.
Yes.
So if we're trying to put young kids in jail for a simple altercation, or if no one is seriously injured and there are no weapons involved.
And I think it depends on the circumstance, and it depends on the frequency.
Yes.
And the severity of, I guess, damage done to property or harm done to a person physically.
Yes.
So I think there probably are mitigating circumstances where students might engage in an altercation.
I think so. But do you think the answer is to call the policía?
I don't think that the police necessarily need to be involved for certain age levels, for certain age groups. I don't think it's necessary to bring police in. I think there are any number of ways to remedy an altercation that takes place in school. And once again, depending on the age of the child and the severity of the incident, I think that would determine whether or not you would call the police.
Yeah, if it's a crime committed where someone was seriously injured or a weapon was brought to school and used against another child, then I can understand, you know, the felony or, you know, going the extra step. But I think schools have to get a little better at conflict resolution tactics instead of just automatically reaching out for the authorities.
Yes.
You know, work together. And speaking of doing better for our children, that's exactly what an elementary school in Baltimore is doing. Now, the students in detention at Robert W. Coleman Elementary School in Baltimore are meditating and practicing yoga as part of a holistic me, and it was created by Holistic Life Foundation, and there are two brothers and a friend. What these guys are doing is truly amazing, and it's called, the brothers are Ali Smith, Atman Smith, and Andres Gonzalez. And they started this Holistic Me, and it works as an after-school program type of a tool to cope with stress and anger. Holistic Me, it runs from 2:30 to 5:30, and it hosts about 120 male and female students, and it involves yoga, breathing exercises, and meditative activities. Disruptive students in pre-kindergarten through 5th grade are brought to mindful moment room for breathing practices and discussions with a counselor, and are instructed on how to manage their emotions. Do you like something like that?
I think
that's something
amazing,
like that would work?
And I think it would absolutely benefit students, and it will help to alleviate anxiety and stress, and maybe give students an opportunity to voice concerns or issues that they have in a safe environment, in a relaxing environment that they may not have access to throughout the school day. So
And we've mentioned this before. We've mentioned yoga with Miss
Yes,
Gooden, a
yes.
certified yoga expert and elementary school teacher, in our Calm and Core segment a couple of months ago. And the success of the program, it's been really successful because suspensions have decreased nationally. So it's not just in Baltimore, it's other states that have picked up this holistic me. As of 2016, 2.8 million K through first students received one or more out-of-school suspensions. And that's actually a 20% decrease from the number of out-of-school suspensions only 2 years ago. And that's according to the U.S. Department of Education. Of course, the Baltimore school is not the only one who's tried to incorporate meditative practices. New York City's Move to Improve initiative, California's Mindful Schools have provided training for 48 states and 43 countries, both online and in person, since 2010. In 2015, Brooklyn's Urban Garden Charter School in Queens, that's what it's called, I'm sorry, and New York implemented something called transcendental meditation in the classroom through the David Lynch Foundation. So this seems like it's working, and I think it just gives kids an opportunity to gather their breath, to gather their thoughts, to process that anger, and to channel it in a more positive way instead of acting out physically and, just attacking.
Absolutely. And it gives them a chance to be more reflective
Yes.
and to come up with some alternatives if they find themselves in those same circumstances.
I agree, 100%. So as educators, we say, try it. I think it will work. They used to say karate was good, but I
Yes.
think, that landed by the wayside. Now let's try meditation and yoga. What do we have to lose? We have everything to
Absolutely.
win.
Absolutely.
Our kids are dependent on it. Now, this is my favorite time of the show where we check out education with Miss Kajana Stevens. Miss Kajana Stevens, what's happening in the world of education and technology?
Thanks, Shan. Class Dojo is a classroom management platform for teachers, parents, and students. Class Dojo helps teachers to encourage specific classroom student behaviors through real-time teacher-to-student feedback through the web and mobile devices. The software automatically generates behavior reports that can be shared with parents and students. Behaviors tracked by the app include hard work, persistence, teamwork, creativity, and curiosity. Class Dojo works on two fundamental principles. First, constant positive reinforcement builds positive behaviors. This is a way to boost behaviors and skills of character like curiosity, persistence, and the capacity for recovery and adaptation, qualities that contribute to learning. And second, it connects to teachers, parents, and students to support and develop students before offering more academic content. Teacher resources are provided on the website so that teachers can fully engage their students. In addition, teachers can connect their phones, tablets, computers, as well as projectors so that students have a visual reference to keep them focused on positivity. To use the behavior management program, teachers register to obtain a free account and then create classes with their students. Students automatically receive Class Dojo avatars, and the teachers can reward students with positive feedback in real time. Class Dojo's mission is to give teachers, parents, and students the power to create incredible classrooms. I'm Kajana Stevens, and I'll check you out later.
That was a wonderful report. Class Dojo, one of my favorites. One of my favorites. Thank you so much, Ms. Stevens.
You're welcome.
Now, end of the school year preparation. According to teachers.monster.com, before teachers do anything, we have to prepare for that good day. Good day, students. Good day, parents. Good day, administrators. Good day, everyone. Now, as I said, teachers.monsters.com says before you do anything, take pictures or videos of everything. You might want to see some things that you did this year and probably, replicate it,
Absolutely.
for next year.
And you probably should be taking pictures throughout the year as part of your end of the year portfolio, and just so
APPR.
that you have memories of different things that students did well. And it will absolutely give you some incentives for things to do next year, absolutely.
Yep, so that's a good idea. Start cleaning early. If you're like me, I started in January. Gathering things, for the end of the year. Because if you wait to the last moment, then you're overwhelmed.
Absolutely.
You have to wrap up everything else. So recycle stuff you don't want or need. I start to give away a lot of things. I put them in the hallway with a sign that says, "Free for all, please take as you need."
Oh, well, that's a great idea. But elementary school teachers, you guys are wonderful of just at amassing just any number of things that wind up becoming useful. High school teachers probably don't have as much
AKA
to give away as you do. Our resources are treasured and held very close to our vest.
Yes. AKA elementary school teachers are hoarders.
Yeah, well,
We are. We should be on that show, because if you see some elementary classrooms, whoo,
I was trying to be tactful.
churl cheese. We have things in our closets from 1960s. I see a Bill and Dick type of book, those Jane and Dick type books. Yes, please. Don't procrastinate or end on your end of the year paperwork. You can become overwhelmed if you do that, and then you find yourself just trying to catch up and spending your whole lunch break and everything else on it.
Yes.
Stop grading immediately. Kajana, stop that grading immediately.
Oh, my goodness.
Or at least try to, pull it down considerably.
It does slow down, because at a certain point in the year, if you haven't been successful, then the chances are that it's not going to happen.
It's a bust.
That Hail
It's a
Mary
bust.
that you're waiting for, it seldom comes.
Yes. Hand out your end of the year things early, like surveys, student work that you want to give back. And I'm not that good at doing this. I hold on to the students' work to the very end, sometimes the last day, and then I'm overwhelmed with, okay, everybody sit at their seats. Okay, Tommy, John, and just handing things out. So that's a good idea. Have some no prep stuff to keep kids entertained when it's officially over. Movies, educational movies, we mentioned before, are good.
Yes.
Some ditto worksheets that really help them for the next grade level. Like my first grade is going to second grade. I'll give them second grade more challenging work.
Well, I find that reviewing is good.
Yes.
And also preparing students for what's to come in the upcoming year. So you can start to prepare students for any upcoming Regents exams that they may be taking the following
Yes.
year, or even just engaging them in some of the coursework, letting them know what your expectations are or what the expectations are for teachers at the next grade level.
Yes,
so
that's a good
there are any number
idea.
of things that you can do to still keep them engaged as you're winding down and they're becoming more
Yes.
restless
Yes.
and anxious and looking
Absolutely.
forward for school to end
Yes,
as
they
well.
do. Yes. And most importantly, teachers, create a summer bucket list. And this is from me. This is not from monsters.com. So don't take, credit for my gift that I'm giving to the teachers. A summer bucket list. Figure out some things you want to do over the summer that you
Yes.
haven't done in the past, and keep yourself occupied and happy.
Yes.
Because the summer ends really, really fast.
It
It's not a lot of
does.
time.
And we work so hard to get
Whew.
up to that summer vacation.
Whew. Yes,
and
we
then
do.
it's gone in a blink of an
An
eye.
eye. Yes. Start blinking, girls. Stop blinking. Okay, now we'll get into the end of the school year for parents, but right now there's a great campaign going on. It's called Red Nose Campaign. Absolutely love it. Kyla, let us know more about it.
May 25th was Red Nose Day. Schools across America support Red Nose Day by raising money to save and change the lives of children living in poverty all over the world. Schools, celebrities, and communities around the country have come together to show their support for Red Nose Day. In 1985, Comic Relief launched in the United Kingdom with the goal of using comedy to raise money and help those living really tough lives. The goal? Creating a just world free from poverty. The very first Red Nose Day was held in 1988, with millions of people participating in its first year. It was clear that a truly amazing movement was underway. Red Nose Day has raised over $1 billion globally. Since 2015, Red Nose Day in America has raised over $60 million to help kids and young people most in need. Their wish is for every child to be healthy, safe, educated, and empowered for the future. In short, the organization states, our goal is to end child poverty. We're making a positive change in millions of lives, but there's still work to be done. So let's come together and end child poverty, one nose at a time. For more information or to donate, start or join a Red Nose campaign, please visit rednoseday.org. I'm Student Unplugged Kyla Blake, and you've been schooled.
Red Nose campaign. I sound nasally, don't I? Red Nose campaign. Get involved. Whether you're putting together donations, whether you're sponsoring something yourself, or you're setting up a page. We have a page at Teachers Unplugged for Red Nose. Donate if you can. If not, get involved somehow. Kids really need you, and this is for, the kids that are underserved and underprivileged. So try to get involved as much as you can. Thank you so much, Kyla, for that great report. I can't even breathe, but it's for a good cause,
Absolutely.
So we wear them.
The sacrifice.
Yes.
It's worth it.
It is. Red Nose. Red Nose. We're getting into the end of the year for family and parents. Again, this is brought to you by teachers.monster.com. So parents, manage spring fever. Like Miss Stevens said, it's not the end of the school year yet, but kids are a little anxious. They want to be outside. The weather is, nice. It's getting warmer. So they figure, it's finished. Enough of this work, enough of everything.
Exactly.
But try to keep them focused and address stress, because this can also be a very stressful time for students.
Yes, it can be, because for a lot of students, school is probably their safest place.
Yes.
The place that they enjoy the most.
Mm-hmm.
And so it does create anxiety when students know that they are going to be in any number of, I don't want to say hazardous, but any number of challenging situations over the summer.
Because just like they say, the hours of 4 to 6 or 4 to 8 are the most dangerous hours for our children outside. So that's absolutely true. Absolutely true. So like Ms. Stevens says, I know, it's a lot of anxiety with kids, and just talk to your kids about that type of a stress, and what you can do to make them feel more comfortable. If you need a babysitter, get on it right now. Parents are still working. Just because teachers are off and because the students are off, a lot of parents still have to work over the summer break over the summer. So try to find your babysitting and what you're going to do with your children now.
Exactly. Summer camp activities, enrichment activities.
Yes.
There are any number of enrichment activities that will be free. Things at the library, for example, or different type of recreational activities that parents do have access to in order to keep their kids busy and to keep their minds active also.
Yes, that's a good idea. For the older kids, summer youth jobs. I know in New York City they have summer youth jobs, and you have to apply in April. They used to send the application via email to me for my daughter in April. So check your email, because they usually send it out, randomly. So in April, maybe it might be too late this year, but in April, look for those emails and inquire about it. Go online or go, to public library to find out about summer youth employment. Review the final report cards. Make sure that there are no surprises for you parents. If there is a surprise, speak to your children and speak to the teacher to find out before the end of the school year. And then by next year, the teacher is no longer with them. So now she's going to have to dig into her bag of tricks and try to find, what you're talking about in terms of grades. So make sure you review that report card before the end of the year. Make time over the summer for learning. Learning doesn't stop. Just because your kid is out of school, it is your responsibility, parents, and it really is, to continue the learning. Like Ms. Stevens said, find something that can, get their minds right and get their minds together for next year. Schooling is happening.
Encourage your students to complete their summer reading activities.
Please.
Every district, I'm sure, has some type of summer activity that students should be doing to keep them engaged and to keep them learning during the summer. So please encourage your students to complete those assignments.
Very important. For elementary kids, please read 20 minutes every single day and write at least 2 sentences about what you've read or what you've seen or what you've done for that day.
Yes.
Anything. Just, I went to the park and played with the pigeons. Whatever
And
you do.
especially if parents are traveling with their
Oh,
children, they should
wonderful
absolutely have
opportunity.
students keep journals.
Oh,
and
we
let
did that
them
for the girls.
Exactly, and it's a great activity for them to just sharpen their skills, to use their sensory words when they're coming up with descriptions for different things that
Yes.
they saw or participated in, and it's a very lovely keepsake for them to look back on that years
It sure
later.
is. It really is. Absolutely. Now, all of these are brought to you by Teacher, again, teacher.monster.com. So make sure you visit the website because they have some printouts as well, like some printable list of books and different
Yes.
things that you can do and some lists that you may need for the end of the school year. Now, we have a new segment on the show, and it's called Cover to Cover Girl. And this is where we review the cover of a magazine or a book or something that has to do with education. And this one is the NSUT United, New York SUT United. And this is a publication for the Union of Professionals, of course, for educators. And this one was interesting, Kajana, because it said 49% drop in college students enrolled in teacher education programs. Our state's looming teacher shortage. New York State will need 180,000 teachers in the next decade.
Wow.
Within the next 5 years, 32 of the teachers could retire.
Wow.
And New York enrollment to grow by 61,000 students in the next 7 years, and mostly in, of course, the high-need school districts.